Yo, what's going on? My girl V is joining us today. Welcome to the Real Ones Reserve podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm just so glad you made some time for us to have you on.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you can just give the people a little bit of your background and kind of like if you want to tell them how you know me.
Okay. Um, so I have a degree in Christian counseling, and I am currently working on a degree in clinical counseling to where I will be a licensed professional counselor.
Damn.
Um, right. I
And
currently work in administration at Meals on Wheels in Dallas. I love serving people.
oh,
Um,
that's awesome.
yeah, I think the geriatric community kind of gets left out a lot, and they are a fun group of people, and I love
Yeah.
serving them. So that's pretty dope. I also have my own podcast. It's called A Few Minutes of Positivity with V,
Oh yeah. Oh
and I'm
yeah.
on there often.
Tell me a little bit
Yeah.
about that. Well, tell us a little bit about that.
So so it is it's something that I came up with because I just felt like when I was watching interactions with people and I was watching like the stuff I was seeing online, it was just seeming like people were just out of control.
Right.
And I felt like there were character issues that people were carrying that they didn't have to. And
Right.
to me, it was as simple as saying, hey, if you do it like this, it'll turn out like this. So the rut that you're stuck in, you won't be stuck in. And if that person takes that same example and gives it to someone else, who gives it to someone else, who gives it to someone else,
Mm,
then there will be a shift in that type of behavior
absolutely. I
in
like
the earth. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
and I feel like that's a positive change. So that was where I came up with that. So I really
Mm,
tried to help with character development. Um, I try to talk people through some of my kids, and I say they're my kids, but they're my mentees, say that I give away free sessions when I'm
mhm.
doing um,
No, I hear you. It could the lines could definitely be crossed like
yes.
right quick.
Yes, but I mean, when I'm feeling it, I'm gonna come with it. Like I don't
Yeah.
sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is, and I like to come from a realistic perspective and a psychological perspective because I think when you tie both of them together, it's
Mhm.
an eye opener for people where they're able to be like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes
Right.
sense," you
Yeah.
know.
That
So
a moment.
yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's my that's my thing. I love doing it. It makes me happy. I love to see people grow from it.
Mhm.
Get messages and you know, people even sign up for counseling. Like I've gotten clients that I do
Oh, I
that I
might need to
deal
be a
with.
client too. I like to keep my mental health game you know together. Lately I've been
Yeah.
slacking a little bit and I really feel it and just gotta get back in the rhythm and it's just like anything else, man. Like you gotta get your car service,
Yes.
gotta get
Like going to the
your
doctor,
washer,
like
dryer.
going to the dentist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta get everything serviced. So we
Yeah.
need to start looking at it more like that. And I've been missing my CPAP machine. That's like a big old component for me. Like, yeah, like I got sleep apnea. So like,
Yeah, but aren't you retired though?
yeah,
Yeah, but that's like, isn't that a benefit?
no, it is a benefit, but I'm like,
Oh,
I was just talking about like taking care of oneself, like,
okay.
yeah,
Meaning there's
because
no reason why you shouldn't have it.
yeah. Oh, I've been, like you met me when I was on the back end of my army career, but like, man, you ain't have time to take care of yourself. You just like, oh well, I gotta do all this other stuff. I ain't got
Yep.
time to take care of me. And like, yeah, I'm trying to slowly break away from that mentality because hey, like, bro, you're not in no more. So
Yeah.
I gotta tell myself that.
Wow.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Cool.
But how long have you been in the healthcare field?
So I can't seem to get away from it.
Mhm.
Um,
Wait, you say you love taking care of people.
um, I started in high school actually. I was working as I forget what they call it, but I was working with a rehab center
Mhm.
for people, for older people actually, who were trying to like get back into the routine of their daily lives after having major surgery, hip replacements,
Oh,
open
very
heart,
cool.
things like that. And
Wow.
I'm like a nerd. I love what the body does and
Yeah.
how it works.
It
And
is very fascinating. You could get
it's
lost in,
oh my gosh, you have no
yeah,
idea.
yeah, you could
So
get lost.
after that, I tried to do like customer service at a cellular company, like when they first started,
Mhm.
and that didn't work.
Yeah,
So I
you was
ended up,
feeling it, huh?
yeah, I mean, I tried it and it just didn't go. It was
Mhm.
just like, no, you're not like the door closed on me.
I got you.
Uh-huh. And so I ended up working in HR at a hospital here.
Mhm.
And just, it just fit. Like I really enjoyed being around the people. I really enjoyed being in the environment. No, I wasn't hands on, but I was in my wheelhouse.
I got you.
So I was good. When I got married and my ex-husband was in the military, I tried again to work um, in administration at the PX.
Very cool.
Yes, it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
Um, but that
No,
didn't work either. No, no,
I
no,
feel
no,
you.
no, 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 no. So by the time, and we were at Schofield Barracks then. So when we moved from Schofield Barracks to Fort Bliss, the first thing that pulled me in was the hospital, William Beaumont.
Oh yeah.
And I
Mhm.
just,
Super
I,
nice.
I can't, and since I was going to school at that time for behavioral health,
Mhm.
it was just like, hey, you know, you're going to school for this. You would be a perfect fit to work in the clinics.
I got you.
And of course, because I like information and, you know, to be in the environment,
Mhm.
cool for me at that time, even now, um, I was like, okay, heck yeah, I'll do it. Like, and that's where I stayed, even though when we PCS'd again, I was
Mhm.
still at the hospital,
Mhm.
but because of things that were said about me from Fort Bliss, I
Mhm.
was not able to go back to the behavioral health clinic. I was grabbed up by the C-suite.
Oh damn.
So yeah, I know. I wasn't able to participate. I hardly ever got to see any patient care. I
Mhm.
only dealt with like commanders and things like that, which is a whole nother
Mhm.
um they special.
Yeah.
Um
See, I
yeah,
already know
oh,
this. Like, oh my lord, like headache.
special. It's like, sir, if you turn the knob this way, it'll open. Like, hey,
Mhm.
so
Like, man, you
special.
too damn smart for your own good. Go sit down somewhere.
Oh, they gave you a PhD? Oh, okay.
You're like, yeah, you need something else.
They gave you a license to cut on people? Oh, okay. I just it was it was an experience. Like I yeah. So now I'm kind of, I know that's where I'm supposed to be. I'm
What?
supposed to be in some type of caring, serving field.
Mhm.
Um, And I like it. I enjoy it. It makes me happy.
Well, that has to
So
be very fulfilling. Even I, like try to search for purpose, and now I'm doing that with this, and so I understand, and I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing too. So again, just thank you for, sharing all of that, and greatly appreciate you just being so open to, coming on and talking about complex situations, because a lot of people are scared to do that, man. So you ready to do it?
let's go.
All right, man. So what's your take on let's just band-aid just rah.
Let's go.
So I heard you mention your ex-husband. So since we agreed to talk about relationships and toxicity, you don't have to go too far in detail, but if you can share with us what you feel or know to be like toxic behavior.
Like in reference to what happened in the marriage or just in general? Because that's a toxic behavior is a big,
Hmm, hmm.
broad subject.
So, can you give me like
Because I can zoom in on the marriage part and just give to
zoom,
you
yeah, zoom in on
that.
that if you're comfortable enough to share that.
Yeah, I'm totally comfortable to share it. I have no problem. I think I'm going to write a book.
Cool.
So, um, first, let me say he was in the military. He is now retired. Let me also say that he has a traumatic brain injury. Um, so that kind of made things difficult. And he has PTSD from being in Iraq, from things happening over there.
Mhm,
So I believe that those played a part in some of the things that he did, but not entirely. That didn't control everything.
mhm,
Um, ba- Basically, what happened, there were a few things. Um, Let me say this: when you get married,
mhm.
you have to own the fact that your life is not your own anymore. So your life is also your spouse's.
Mhm.
Your life is also your children's. It's
I
good
agree with
if
that.
you set a foundation before you get married of who you are and what you want to do.
Oh yeah, those boundaries.
Yes, but once you get married,
Mhm,
your one of your biggest goals is to make sure the emotional and spiritual growth of your spouse is both protected and happening, right? I don't think that he was cut out for that. And instead of growing in that area, he just he pouted about it. He didn't want to take on any responsibilities.
man,
Um,
that's frustrating, that part right there, because well, I could speak on this a little bit myself. I've been divorced 3 times. And I used to be ashamed of it a little bit, but oh well, life happens, us in the military, we have a high divorce rate.
yes,
And we go through a lot of things, and I think this culture, or I don't know what to call it, has like made it comfortable to just like look past people with mental disorders, and
yeah,
it's just all watered down. Everything's just saturated down. So I have PTSD. I struggle with some of those things, but it's
yeah,
like, what's the right answer? And
Mhm.
like I consider myself one of those veterans that's like trying to do everything to like so I don't lose my goddamn mind or like go crazy on everybody, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's common for soldiers who have been there and have PTSD, not just from being over there, but from experiencing and seeing things that us human us humans who have not served the country the way y'all have will never be able to wrap our minds around. Like it's something that we will never be able to even imagine, and is not even the right word, right?
Mhm.
And then on top of that, he also had a traumatic brain injury
Oh Lord, yeah.
from an explosion from over there. So not only are you seeing things that you shouldn't see, that a normal human being should not see in person,
Mhm.
but now you have a traumatic brain injury that you cannot recover from, and
Mhm.
you're having a hard time recovering from. And then you marry and you
Mhm.
try to have kids, and it just is like not um a good
Mhm.
mix. It just wasn't. I
Like,
think he probably shouldn't be married,
mhm.
but um I don't know. But instead of just, I don't know what else he could have did, because I was determined to stay married. Like I wanted that marriage to be my last marriage. Like I didn't want to get married anymore. It was my second one. I was like, no, I don't. We gonna work this out. Like,
Mhm.
so he resorted to being very, very mean
Mhm.
and
Right.
treating me horribly, both in public and at home.
Not right at all.
No, but that was his resolve. Um,
See, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, and you know, we all got like triggers and like and I'm not judging him. But like at times, like let's say me, right?
mhm,
I'm good. I think I can handle my like PTSD and stuff like that as long as I'm not like worked up.
mhm.
But like if I'm worked up, then that's not like a place I want to be. Like that's no man's land for me, you know, like uh-oh.
Definitely activates it. It's
I'm like
stress.
anything could happen. I'm scared.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
definitely,
So
definitely. Yeah. So it it ended. I would say it ended badly. Like the last 2 years that we were married, we were not together, if that makes sense. Like we lived in the same home, but we were not together. There were times when he would say, "Okay, I think I want to try to make it work." So he
mhm,
would go back and forth.
mhm.
And I stayed on that emotional roller coaster with him until I put my foot down and I was just like, "Nah, I'm not.
Right. I
I'm
mean
this is
there comes a time when enough is enough, you know, like and people who try to like do that to people is just it's jacked up, you know? Like how about you take some accountability? And it's really sad and just I don't even know what to call it. Laziness. You can't take accountability for your actions. And I don't know anybody that's like happy with that, you know? People not taking accountability for their actions.
yeah." It was rough. And
Mhm.
eventually I just checked out. Like I was just like, I can't. As soon as, because our daughter was still at the house, and we agreed to stay in the same house until she left for college. Babe,
Mhm.
the morning that she was supposed to move into her dorm, Valencia's car was packed and ready. I was leaving. I was like,
You
I got
was
to
rolling, huh? You was
go.
rolling, huh?
They I told my daughter the night before I would meet her in Atlanta, but mommy was going to leave early. Like mommy was
You
ready
was
to
out of
go.
there,
I was out of there, baby. Like I just was like,
huh?
I got this is not, I don't even want to be here another second because I was over it. Like I just was so sick and tired of being sick and tired and being good to someone who took advantage of it and didn't appreciate it. And instead of being reciprocal with it, did the opposite. You know what I mean?
That's
So I
frustrating.
just was like, I and then for you to tell me that I'm a good woman, I'm a good wife, but you just don't want to be with me. Like, bro, what?
Yeah. Was he a narcissist?
Slightly.
Yeah, he had the tendencies,
He had the tendencies, yes.
or some of them. That's
Yeah.
very tricky. That's very tricky. But man, well, I don't want to say I feel sorry for you, but I feel bad that you had to deal with that, man, because that's shit. We're very difficult, you know. I know we could be difficult at times, and especially if somebody don't give a shit about changing. I care about changing, but
Yeah.
like if you in denial and you think you got your shit all together, like nobody does, Like we
Yeah.
all gotta do some type of work to like be.
Absolutely. You never stop growing. You should
Oh
never
yeah,
stop evolving as a person. You should constantly be growing
doing
and learning
something.
something new about yourself every
Man,
day.
man, I'm still learning stuff about myself.
Me too. Me too.
Like, you know, I I reached a new level of maturity, man. I had to go back and apologize to a whole bunch of people, and that's okay. I'd rather do the real right thing than be on some bull crap.
Right.
Keep
Same.
proud.
Same.
Yeah.
Let me just go ahead and I will apologize until I get it right. But
Yeah.
trust me, I'm gonna get it right. I'm not just
Yeah.
gonna
One of these times,
apologize and just be like, well, I
can't
apologize.
get right.
No,
I'm gonna just keep doing this.
right. No, I'm going to get it right. Like
Right.
I'm
Absolutely.
after it. You know what I mean?
Like with that, right? I imagine you had to bring this question to yourself. Does this guy or has he ever loved me?
I did. Um, I answered myself with, he doesn't love himself. How could he possibly love you?
That's real. That's real. That's wow.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm glad you came to that
I don't
realization.
think he ever truly loved me. Yeah,
Oh,
I think he was infatuated with me at one point.
yeah.
Yeah. But as far as loved me, like making it an action,
Yeah, just all talk.
yeah, no.
Oh Lord. Not the just talking boy.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was good. Like for the first, and here's where it got messed up. Don't get mad. Don't get
Mm-hmm.
mad.
That's all
This
good.
is where it got messed up. The first 3 years of our marriage, we tried to have a baby. Once the doctor and I had several procedures to get pregnant, to where they cut me open and all of these things, and just
Damn.
a lot,
Mm-hmm.
um, just to get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Until the doctor said it's not going to happen. We got, as a matter of fact, we got to remove some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh my God.
and, and I felt I when I looked back, hindsight is 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That is when the shift happened with him.
Wow.
Slowly but surely, he started changing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like,
Think he got scared or something?
I think he got. I think he got disinterested.
Wow. Damn.
At one point, he even asked me before we got divorced, he asked me, how would you feel if we stayed married and I brought another wife in and she could have a baby for me? I was like, you do realize that somebody's going to die and somebody's going to go to jail, right? That's
Bruh.
what's going to happen.
Bruh.
Like,
He must be wanting you to get something out that kitchen for him, huh?
like he kept a gun in the house.
Yeah, he
So
bold. He bold as fuck.
like big balls. Like,
That don't make no sense, man.
well, yeah.
He's
He
delusional as fuck.
has like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I feel your frustration. That
Yeah.
delusional shit, boy. I had that. It's no fun
Yeah.
because these type of people, they act like you could catch them red-handed doing some shit. Be like, hey, bro, I saw you doing this, or hey, such and such, I saw you doing this. They're like, no, you didn't. I'd be like, oh hell no, like what?
Right. Right.
Make you want to do like this,
Yeah. Nope.
right?
Like, you do that and be like, you question your own sanity. Like, wait,
Yeah.
am I? Did I?
Shh, bruh.
It's
Mm-mm.
insane.
I started taking notes
Right.
for
Right.
real, cause
Like,
man,
yeah.
I'm crazy by myself. For real, like
I just did not have any mental room to keep up. Like, I just was like, you know what? So he lies about everything.
and he liked to lie, huh?
It seemed like it. So since that's the fact, ain't no point in trying to prove it. Ain't no point in trying to go back and forth to show him where the lie was.
Mm-hmm.
If he say he going to Timbuktu tomorrow and you seen him at the grocery store where he was supposed to be at
That
Timbuktu,
was his clone.
hell, he was at Timbuktu. Like,
That was my clone. You didn't see me.
hey,
You crazy.
all right. And I'm gonna say, all right, I just might be that.
Yeah.
I just don't have, I'm just at that point, I was so mentally worn out
Mm-hmm.
by everything. I just was like, you know what? To the point where he said he's like really into bowling. He said that he was going on a bowling tournament to like somewhere in Georgia. And we were in mediation for the divorce. And me and my attorney were on the phone with the mediator. And my attorney said, hey, who did he go to Las Vegas with? Huh?
What?
I said, he went to Las Vegas.
Oh my goodness. Say, damn, this is new. This is news to me. Like y'all playing. Stop. Stop playing with me.
My attorney said, yeah, if you look at his credit card bills, the plane tickets are on here, the hotel room is on here, all of the different restaurants that they went to is on here.
That's fucked up.
It was a wrap then, because I was just like,
Wow.
I was like, no, I didn't know that he went to Vegas. And the media was like, so your husband was gone for an entire weekend and you didn't know. I said, no, no, no. He would go to bowling tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and he would say that he was going to like somewhere in Georgia. I never knew he went to Las Vegas though. Like, I know. If he
Wow.
said he was going to a certain place, then hell, that's where he said he was going.
Wow. That's psycho.
It was
Well, I'm
crazy.
glad you ain't got to deal with that no more. That's damn insane, man.
It was a little, yeah.
Wow.
It was
Be happy. Praise the Lord. God, oh man, that's too much. Hey, that stressed me out just hearing about it. I'm like, oh my God, why? That's
I
messed up.
told you not to get mad.
No, it's all good, man. But like, wow. Well, I'm glad you're still standing and got a smile on your face, man. And I know you. How did you develop such a positive mindset?
I think the foundation of it has always been my belief and my trust in God,
I feel you.
and my my realization at a young age
Mm-hmm.
that would he would never ever forsake me, and
Amen.
I didn't ever have to worry about being left out in the cold because he would always take care of me. And I've been through some real crappy like situations where I was homeless with my kids,
Mm-hmm.
but we never missed
Hey,
any
been there,
meals.
sis. Been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've never missed any meals.
Mm-hmm.
They always had school clothes.
For
Like
real.
the most miraculous situations would happen, and we would be homeless. Like it was like, but that lines up with his word, right? So because of that, I was able to eventually
Mm-hmm.
bounce back, or while I was going through it, still be kind to other people. Hell, still be kind to my husband at
Hard.
the time.
That's hard.
It was it was hard,
That's
but
super
I
hard.
knew that's what I had been called to do. You know, I
Woo-hoo.
signed up to do that. I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, yeah, okay, I'll marry you."
I signed
So,
up for this craziness, huh?
so I mean, I knew that. So even when I didn't want to, I would fix him a plate. Even when I would want to throw it in his face,
I know about that life. Yeah.
I would fix him a plate anyway,
Mhm.
fully intending on leaving
Uh-huh.
when my baby moved into to her dorm room. But kindness goes a long way. No, I was not going to let him say anything and everything to me because we were past that point. Because
Yeah.
I was going to take his ass right then. Like we're not doing that.
Mhm.
Um, but I was still his wife.
Right.
So
No,
yeah,
man. So
I
there.
still fixed his plate.
Mhm.
I still checked on him and made sure that he was good, especially when I knew that weird stuff happened and I knew that it was because of his PTSD or because of his traumatic brain injury. I would just be like, okay, are you okay?
Mhm.
And because of his pride, he would just be like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right.
And you know what? It's this one component of the military, like we don't think about, like they train us to be that way, you know. Your ass weak as shit if you go on a sick call or
Yeah.
complaining or like, man, like you stressed out, you weak, you need mental health, like all this shit, like,
Yeah.
and that's why men develop this complex sometimes, like especially men in the military, police officers, you know,
Mhm.
like when a man's supposed to be like, let me let this shit out, you know, like I can't, you
Mhm.
know,
You
but
think you can't.
I'm letting
You
mine
think you
out.
believe that you can.
Yeah, I'm letting mine out. I don't care
I'm
about
so glad.
I
I
don't
am
care
so
about nothing.
I am so glad. I personally got to watch your transformation. So
Oh,
yeah,
appreciate that, sis.
yeah,
Appreciate that.
yeah,
Just trying to be brave, man, you know? You on
yeah.
that same
I
journey.
yes,
You're on
I
that
am.
same journey. But
I am.
we getting there, and with more like people that, you know, increases our speed. You know, we're gonna flip this thing around,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
want to thank you so much for sharing this time with me and sharing some of your secrets on how to stay positive. You know, in spite of all
Yeah.
these things you done, you know, been through and stuff like that. Thank you for sharing all those intimate details, and you know, thank you for
Yeah.
being my first female host on
Really?
yeah, on the podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
Yay.
That's what's up,
Yay.
man. So thank you. I know you're gonna do great things, and thank you for taking this time out and joining us, and
Yeah.
keep doing
I have
awesome
a
things.
request. I have a request.
Yeah, what you got?
I would like very much for you to bring me back so
Mhm.
that we could actually talk about a subject
Absolutely.
that has to do with, I don't even care what it is, like something to do with people and relationships or whatever.
I would
I would
love
love
that, my
to.
sister. Hmm.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much, man. And as always, it's your boy, the veteran. So who you think you're better than? Later.